Hello, everyone. I'm here today to talk about what I feel are the 3 or 4 best things that you can do as a parent to help build a great foundation for your kids and hopefully turn them into great young men and young women as they get older. The 4 things that I think are essential are: number one, be involved in your kids' lives. Every chance you get, every second, every minute. I know it might seem like a lot, especially depending on how many kids you have, but definitely be involved in your kids' lives. That's number one. Number two would be communicate. Talk to your kids. Communication is huge in every aspect of life, especially when it comes to raising your kids. The third thing is support and encourage your kids in everything that they do. I think that's extremely important to build confidence for your kids. And the fourth thing is love. Love your kids unconditionally. Show them love. Really emote your love as much as possible to your kids so that they feel it. They truly feel the love that you have for them. And from those 4 things will come results, which I'll talk about later. Now, I also wanted to share something with you. I'll make this kind of quick, but I recently got a call from my son. My oldest son is 19, and he's recently been going to the chiropractor to receive some therapy. Long story short, the chiropractor called me the other day, and she basically asked me and wanted to know what she could do to raise her 4-year-old son to become such a great young man, according to her words, as my son is now. I thought that was I was at a loss for words. I was very appreciative of her calling, for her to take the time out of her day as a doctor, and she was very sincere and wanted to know exactly what my wife and I did to help create such a great young man, again, according to her words. And I basically told her kind of like the 4 things I just mentioned, and I also mentioned that I felt that my son, like any other kid, they grow to a certain age, and they get to a certain age where they make their own decisions, and a lot of credit goes to him for the decisions he's made and the young man he has become. So moving on, back to my top 4. Being involved in your kids' lives is extremely important. It lets you know what they're doing, and it lets your children know that you care what they're doing. Knowing what they're doing is sometimes half the battle, and being involved will usually create this sense of trust that you want with you and your kids. So that's where I say being involved is very, very, extremely, very important as a parent from day one. Communication is the next. And I said earlier, communication is essential in all aspects of life. I feel if you don't communicate with your kids and they don't communicate back with you, without communication, you have nothing. It goes for work, it goes for with your kids, it goes for with your rest of your family and friends, co-workers. Communication, in my opinion, without it, you have nothing. The third part of this is support and encouragement. Support your kids at everything that they do. It may not always be what we want them to do, but we can't live our lives through our kids. All we can do is support them and truly encourage them in everything that they can do. And even when they think there's times that they can't do something, give them that full encouragement so that they know that they can do whatever they put their mind to. The fourth thing, and it might even be probably the most important, I'm not sure, but is love. And love goes without saying. They say love conquers all. When it comes to dealing with your kids, show them love. I show my kids love every chance I get. And in return, hopefully that love will be reciprocated. It might not be reciprocated in the same way, but reciprocated nonetheless. A human being who knows that they're loved, in my opinion again, is a different person. When you know you're loved, you feel like you can conquer the world. You got the support that you need in your mind from your family, from your mother, from your father. Just go forth and do anything that you want to do. So love your kids. I mentioned, moving on, I mentioned about the benefits. If you apply these 4 things, I feel that it makes a kid more confident. It makes them more open, willing to listen, and also open to tell you things that you might not want to hear. And it also makes them very caring individuals. There were 2 books that I noticed, really good books that I would recommend reading when it comes to how to parent, how to be a good parent. One is titled How to Talk So Kids Will Listen, and Listen So Kids Will Talk. Very catchy there and makes a lot of sense. That book is by Adele Faber and Elaine Maslish. The second book that I found very intriguing as well is titled Positive Discipline. This book been around for quite some time, been a bestseller for some time as well, and that book is by Jane Nelson. So again, that's my speech on the things that I feel a parent should do in order to raise good kids. Thank you for your time.